Okay.
This one here has been prototyped for a little while. I've been working on several different versions of this, and we finally came up with, this is the brim, this is the crown, and what we made that makes this so unique is that we actually have the cut lines in here for the different sizes of brims. So this one here is the smallest brim right here. That makes this one right here. If you want to go to the next size out, you'll be able to run your rotary cutter in through here. This sits on the fold. This is going to be out from the edge of the fabric, and then you just put your rotary cutter into here and just cut all the way around. And when you lift up your template, you're just going to cut like a 1/4 of an inch, and that makes this size brim. And then if you just do the exact full size all the way around, it makes this one here. And I'm going to put this one.
I was going to say you match.
This matches me.
So this doesn't really match me, but
this is here. Now then we also had somebody that contacted us with an idea, and she suggested using wire around the brim, and I think that's a fantastic idea.
she said she works out in the garden, she's out in the sun, and she really wants to kind of bend this down in place, and having just the brim by itself doesn't allow you to position it, but putting wire in.
It would, I would do that is I would just add the wire, and or I would make the channel all the way around and then just push that wire all the way around, so it would be really easy to add that wire.
And just tape the edges of the wire so it doesn't poke through. If you end up throwing this in the washer and dryer. How cute.
This one's floppier because I did not use the heavy weight.
Fusible?
No, well, I bought it. There was this product.
Interfacing?
Yeah, it was real heavy.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called.
Do we sell it?
Starts with a W. No.
Okay.
But heavyweight interfacing would work really good in here. This one here is just a lightweight fusible or lightweight interfacing that's in here if you wanted to be more floppy. These are a little bit more heavyweight. What? See?
Do we have somebody saying something?
No, it's just people have it.
So, and then this one here is showing how, this is showing it how the crown is when you make it using this exact template. This one here has a longer crown. How did I do that? I just added an inch to this piece right here. So I cut all this, slid it down an inch, and then I cut across the bottom and brought it down a little bit. So it made where it fits on your head just a little bit more. If you didn't want it that much, just adjust it by a 1/2 inch. But it brings the crown down a little bit more. So. And they're reversible. I mean, the way I design it is so that if you wanted to be on either side, you could reverse it. And then if you wanted, you could add it a rib. You could put a ribbon going around it. There's just, there's so many ways that you could decorate this out. Now, this one is designed to fit like a 7.5 inch head. There is a little bit of ways of adjusting that. I sew these with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. That's what I use to make this. Now, if you sewed it with a little bit less than a 1/2 inch seam allowance, it's going to make it a little bit looser. But just remember, you're going to have to take into account, you're going to change the diameter here. So you might have to bring it out just a little bit to cover that. If you bring it in a little bit, so if you wanted it to be tighter, so instead of a 1/2 inch, do a 5/8 inch so that it's a little bit tighter on you, well then just know you might have to shave off just a little bit to get this to work all the way around, because the way this is designed, it works perfectly at a 1/2 inch seam allowance on this. So that's what I can tell you about that.
Perfect. Okay, so you did top stitching here.
Yeah,
which
that one I
is
did
really neat.
just to give it
So
some
it gives a little bit more stability,
body.
even though you don't have the heavier weight interfacing in here.
Yeah.
You used an outdoor fabric here.
Yep. Yes, an outdoor fabric.
Yeah,
that deco fabric is, and I did it for this one too. So,
And the outdoor fabrics, I don't know if they have any sun protection, but my guess is that they would have a little bit more sun protection for you than, say, a traditional quilting cotton fabric.
Yeah.
But I also see you taking some of those rip stop fabrics. Do y'all know what I mean? It's the fabric that it's the really dry, quick drying fabric that they make, men's swim trunks out of, and swim shorts out of, things like that. If you did this out of that in a solid for a guy that's out running around, that's outside, if it's your son and he doesn't put on sunscreen, then make him one of those in like a cool, army green or navy or whatever.
Yeah.
But they have some of those really lightweight fabrics. This can be folded up and stuck in a back pocket
absolutely.
too. And it will dry really quick. So have fun with the fabric. because the fabric choice makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Cotton fabric here versus this outdoor fabric, you can see how much stiffer
Now,
that is.
this, if
And
I would
again,
have used
that's
the heavyweight
interfacing.
stuff in here, this would have, if I would have
Given
had
it
the
some-
real heavy, it would have gave it that body.
Yeah.
So, but they have some really great sales right now on outdoor fabric.
Yeah,
So be sure
well-
to grab some, and then you can make some really cool things with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this would have fit really well in our Christmas in July if we were doing Christmas in July. So we
Yeah.
did show this last week, I think is one of the kids'
Yeah,
projects.
we
so.
introed it.
Yeah.
Well, we did the bell hat, so you all know about the bell hat. And I didn't know I'd be getting into making so many hats. I'm a quilter, sewer, crafter, but boy, I'm learning how to
Yeah.
make hats and apparel. So
But it's been lots of fun.
yeah,
so.
absolutely. But if you have a question about anything, or a hint, or an idea, of things you'd like for me to make, shoot me an email. And it's really simple. It's quiltingwithlisa@gmail.com. Quiltingwithlisa@gmail.com, and I'll be sure to get right to you, respond as quickly as I can, and I love to hear from you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.